put up the 2 goals for the Lakers and great offensive performances. And freshman goalie Andre Bordoli was a brick wall as he finished the first half with 6 saves, keeping Jenny scoreless. However, the second half was controlled by Geneseo, the momentum for the second half. And they ended with 2 goals, and the game ended with a tie as they outshot the Lakers by an 11-1 margin. Lakers look back to get in the W column with a huge win here today.
Well, same for Plattsburgh. I mean, coming off their loss against Union this past week, lost 0-3 at the Union College turf. They just couldn't get anything on the board. As we know, a shutout is never fun. They gave up 3 goals in this game, which is the most the Cardinals have given up so far this season. So that just goes to show how great Union's defense is. This game, Plattsburgh is obviously looking to get something on the board, take home another win, but so are the Lakers.
Yeah, absolutely. A huge game for both teams. SUNYAC matchup as they are pretty evenly matched. The Lakers are 4-5-2, just 1-2-2 in the SUNYAC, and the Cardinals are 4-5-2. Both teams looking for a huge win here in Laker Turf today.
Absolutely. Will definitely be interesting to see how the weather impacts the play. When you're playing on a rainy turf like this, the ball's going to move faster. It's going to bounce unpredictably. It all comes down to how much practice the teams have had on a wet turf. Without
a doubt, and we are just moments away from action here today. The Lakers going to start off with a ball. Kyle Jennerich going to boot that one down the pitch as Matthew Pittaresi going to throw this ball in.
Interesting way to start a game, sending it all the way down.
Yeah, we'll see what both teams' game plans are as Ha-Jun Lee going to kick that and head that ball down the pitch. Booted out by Andrew Braverman. And down the pitch goes Liam Rothar, looking for Kieran Gilroy here. And that ball is going to be booted out of bounds.
You know, Shetler, I think we're already seeing the way that the ball is, the rain is impacting the speed of the ball, play of the game. You know, we've got some players to watch. It'll be interesting to watch how they handle this weather.
Yeah, Natalie, who do you have as players to watch for this contest? As we have some action here, Kieran Gilroy going to pass that ball, a player to watch here. How's Kieran Gilroy been doing so far this season?
I mean, Gilroy's doing fantastic. He's leading the team in goals. He's got 6. He's been an absolute staple of the team this season. So obviously, we got an eye on him this game. Heading into this contest, I'm sure he'll continue to be a key player for the Lakers. What about for Plattsburgh?
You know, Plattsburgh, we got number 15, Jack Healy. He has the most minutes played during the season. He is a staple of the defense, as we are going to see a lot of him today. But back to action here. John Hayes going to dish this ball over to Frankie Palumbo, and that one is picked off by Jenrich and booted down to freshman Jason Whiteack. And both teams kind of just jockeying for position in the early stages of this contest. Obviously a momentum-based game. And you know, Natalie, whoever scores first, it's really going to set the tone moving on in this game.
Absolutely. In such an even matchup, I think that first goal is going to make all the difference. If they can just get something on the board and then hang on to that lead, that's all that matters.
And the one thing that the Lakers are especially good at is running away with momentum. Once they score, they are locked in and they continue to pour on the goals. So, you know, going up early in this game is going to make all the difference, as some contact there, as it looks like it's going to be going in Plattsburgh's favor with a throw-in by Christian Garner. And speaking of momentum-based, you know, there's definitely keys for both teams to coming out with a win here in Laker Turf. And, you know, what will those keys be?
I mean, for Plattsburgh, coming off that loss against Union, they're just going to want to get something on the board and hang on to it. Obviously, it's nice to walk away with a blowout win, you know, 2, 3, maybe 4 goals, but 1 goal is all it takes. So if they can just get that goal, get it on the board, and pack in the defense, I think that's all Plattsburgh needs to get a win.
Absolutely.
What are you thinking for Oswego, Shetler?
And for Oswego, you know, like I said, they run away with momentum, so they got to be very aggressive. They got to keep the pedal to the metal, and they got to take chances in the midfield and the offensive third of the field. But they got to be cautious of this defense, because this defense is especially well. just coming off their last game, 3 goals let up. That is the most goals they've let up. They've had a dominant defense throughout the early stages of this season. So Oswego can't be afraid to push this ball downfield and take chances like they are doing right now, but picked off and dished down to the goalie, Aiden Jeremzuk. He's going to be starting alongside Lakers goalie Andre Bordoli, the freshman, getting some starting action here for the Lakers. Always good to see some freshmen on the rise on this team. As that ball is booted into the neighbor's lawn, as the Lakers
came early.
Lakers going to be throwing the ball in here and threw it right to not a man in white. So this one's going to be Plattsburgh's ball as they look to regroup and figure something out in the early stages of this contest. Picked off by Ryan Young, dished over to Kyle Jenrich and booted down to freshman Jason Wytak as they are looking to get something cooking. Hajun Lee looking for to dish to the offenders. Back to Rothar, looking to hit some shifty moves. Down to Ryan Contreras. And that one is booted, looking for Jenrich. Playing a little bit of hot potato here as we have Rocky Bujaj dishing it down to Dylan Shelby. And both teams in the early stages of this contest, as I aforementioned, looking to get something going here. You know, Natalie, momentum clearly not on either side right now in the early stages of this contest, but, you know, is there any key things that you're noticing from either side of the ball so far in this rainy weather?
You know, opportunities like Oswego just had, they got a little bit of a momentum going in the Plattsburgh defensive third of the field. Like you said, Shetler, Plattsburgh has a strong defense. They've only let up, the most goals they've let up in a game is 3, and that was this past week. Oswego has to make those chances count. They got something going down there, but nothing ended up happening. They can't waste opportunities like that. This corner could be big for Plattsburgh.
Absolutely. A corner kick here, dished in the air, but the wind definitely coming into factor. It's not just the rain, it's all of the elements that both teams are battling, as that one is going to be, appears to be a throw-in by Borjoli. Early stages of this contest, again, both teams just looking to get something cooking, and, you know, the Lakers got to capitalize early, as it's ditched over to Caleb Munsky.
Dangerous.
Yeah, Plattsburgh is on the prowl, coming out very aggressive, looking to get on the board first, and huge contact there. Both players take a tumble. It's Nikolai Kovacevic as it's going to go in the favor of Plattsburgh. It will be Plattsburgh's ball. The refs in orange keeping this contest in hand here, as we got Jack Healy, our player to watch. He's going to see a lot of action here today. Ball booted off the chest, and they're looking to get something going here, but can't capitalize as they are surrounded by white. Almost picked off there by Ryan Young, but Jason Wytak on the prowl. Going to dish that one over to Dylan Shelby, who is going to march down the field, looking to find an open Cardinal, and he's driving down the side of the pitch.
What a fantastic ball. Split the defenders, just couldn't make it happen.
Yeah, that was a great sequence there. As we got Frankie Palumbo looking to get something going here, and Brennan Murphy, and a contact there by Ryan Young, another staple of this team, as Munsky looks to get that ball out of harm's way, and he does, booting it up in the air as Jack Healy going to run into Nikolai Kovacevic as we have a stoppage here. Again, Cardinals ball, and looks like we're going to get a free kick here for the Cardinals.
You know, in such an intense matchup, we've got to make these set pieces count. The Cardinals hopefully can make something of this, but as we know, the records are pretty even. When it comes to numbers, this should be a fairly even matchup, and you got to make opportunities like this happen, something from this. Ooh.
Yeah, Brian Coughlin with that free kick there, But Kyle Jenrich going to make the stop as the ball is in the air and booted away from Zach Ward here as it flies into the stands. Nice fan, going to return the ball right back and dish down to number 8. And we got Brennan Murphy going to trick that one out of bounds as we got Andre Bordoli, going to throw this one in as they look to push the pace here and get that ball to the opposite side of the pitch in this contest. But like I said, Plattsburgh is just playing super aggressive as they have controlled the pace of this game. Going to Meg Hajun Lee there. And Natalie, it looks to seem like the ball's been on the Lakers side of the pitch for a good majority of this contest so far.
Absolutely, yeah. The Cardinals are really dominating this game. I mean, this is one of the few times we've seen the ball outside of the Lakers' defensive third of the field, or at least outside of their half. I mean, the Lakers are packing it in defensively because the Cardinals are putting on such aggressive pressure. But if they can get it out, they can spread out a bit, then that's all they need to get some offensive momentum going.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the only thing that matters is putting up more goals than the other team, but obviously having that ball near the goal is ever so important, as you're not going to score from the opposite side of the field, as we got Jason Wytek going to track that ball down. Pushed again to the Lakers' side of the field. We got John Hayes on the prowl, but back in the Lakers' possession. Wytek going to dish that one down to Jenrich and back to Hajun Lee. As we look to get something, they look to get something cooking here. Ryan Young going to trek this one down the field as we got a little breakaway action here, hitting some shifty moves, but he's surrounded by red as they cannot get something going, as this is going to be a throw-in by Rocky Bujaj. Rocky Bujaj, what a name.
I love it. I'm jealous.
As we got Caleb Munsky going to have a throw-in here. Looking to get something going. And Kieran Gilroy going to take that ball, passes it back to Munsky, and just blocked out of bounds by Matthew Pitteresi. Ball's going to be headed, and that one is going to be, I'll stay in bounds. Looked like it was going out. Ryan Contreras. Some contact there. Hajun Lee back with possession. We got Jenrich, one of the shiftiest players on the team, with a beautiful sequence there.
A great back and forth from the Lakers.
Yeah, just looking to get some momentum here as that's passed down to Ryan Young. Picked off again by Rothar with the ball. Dishes it down to Kovacevic. Heading it back to Genrich. And Wytek in the near side of the field. And Plattsburgh back with possession here. I'm going to dish this one down with no red on the opposite side of the field. Contreras dishing it down to Borgioli and trying to regroup with Munsky. And speaking of this rivalry, Natalie, these two teams in franchise go all the way back to 1951.
1951, Shetler. I remember the days.
Yeah, I mean, those were some great years.
Oh, the best.
My grandpa will remember that, but.
Yeah, right. I mean, I say this being born in, 2002? But I'm sure it was great. I mean, going back to 1951, their first ever matchup, Oswego Lakers soccer, just how long ago that was the year that the very first episode of I Love Lucy aired on TV.
I Love Lucy really changed television forever.
Changed television forever. Iconic.
Were you a big I Love Lucy fan back in the days?
Back in the days, well, I was there for the premiere, Shetler.
Really?
No.
Some other, and the price of a brand new car, $1,500. $1,500 could not last me 4 months worth of gas these days.
$1,500. Imagine that.
I'd like to buy a car for $1,500.
So would I.
As we get back to Andre Bordoli, going to boot this one down to Liam Rothar, as we got Ryan Contreras going to boot this one down the line.
Oh, that could not have felt good.
You know, Natalie, you have some soccer experience in your days, in your high school days. Retired
Back in the day.
professional. Didn't decide to go pro?
I'm old and washed up, Shetler. You know, I did play soccer for most of my life. I played club, travel, did the high school gig, and then I came to college and I retired. Got some injuries, so that might have been part of it. Got a nice old concussion back in the day from this lovely sport. Got a nice little hip injury, a couple ankle things, but hey, it's all part of the game. It's a great game. It's fun to play, fun to watch. I'm happy to be here calling today.
Absolutely. I'm happy to join you as Matthew Pitteresi looking for a call. He's going to have some choice words for the ref as the rain starting to come down again. And I am so glad to be in the box here today.
Couldn't agree more, Scheller.
We got Jason Whitek pushing it down the field, and a great save by Aiden Jeremzuk, getting that ball to harm's way, hopping up and batting it down with his hands. That was a great opportunity and the best opportunity for both teams so far in this contest. What did you see there? Almost a goal by freshman Jason Whitek.
I mean, fantastic effort by Wyzak, but what a save. I mean, that's a textbook save right there. It was going into the side of the net, and those are difficult saves to make, but maybe next time, Lakers.
Yeah, from the box, that looked picture perfect. That looked like that was going to be the first goal of the game as Whitek had a great opportunity, and they cannot let their foot off the gas. They got to ride that momentum, and they got to come up first here with just 30 minutes left in the first half of this contest.
Wow, you know what? Time flies. Just 30 minutes.
Time does fly. There's a lot of game left, but you know, once one team starts to run away with it, that makes all the difference.
Absolutely. I definitely think this is going to be a one-goal game. One goal is all it's going to take. It's not going to be some runaway lead.
Yeah, these teams very, very evenly matched, and both teams very, very hungry for a win. And the Lakers, as I said, winless in Laker turf. Something that you never want to see. You want to see your home wins, and you want to leave the fans happy. So that's what they're looking to do here today, battling the elements in this rainy weather. As
Absolutely.
Dylan Shevley going to boot this one down the field. He's going to pass it over to Brian Coughlin, dishing it over to Christian Garner. But Ryan Contreras is going to get that ball out of dodge. Way to get that ball out of harm's way there. Ryan Young going to be tripped up.
Really smart play by the Lakers there, putting in the work to avoid giving the Cardinals a corner kick, but because those set pieces in such a tight game, they can make all the difference.
Yeah, absolutely. As Jason Whitek going to deal with a 2-on-1 scenario. And that ball out of bounds, a throw in here. It's going to be Zach Ward, as I can't imagine, you know, they're getting a lot of action. They're getting a lot of cardio on the field, but, you know, any time that they are not running around, it's got to be chilly for both teams.
Oh, my gosh. And the fans, I mean, we've got some good fans here today. They had a nice turnout despite the weather, despite the rain. Oh.
Yeah, we got some troopers as Kyle Jenrich looked to set something up, but just couldn't connect with another Lakers player. As you look on the sidelines, these substitutions, everybody is bundled up, looking to just stay warm, because eventually the subs are going to have to come into play, and they got to be ready to take on the challenge and battle these elements.
It's going to be an absolutely brutal warm-up for those guys on the bench.
Got to do some jumping jacks before getting into the game.
Oh, my gosh, tight muscles.
As back down, and the Lakers have possession, playing patty cake here again as Liam Rothar going to dish that one down to Contreras. Contreras going to boot this one down to Ryan Young, back to Jenrich. And Murphy with a boot.
Wow.
On target. Just a little, not enough mustard on that shot to get in the back of the net, as we have a speed race, and Plattsburgh back with momentum. John Hayes looking to dish this one down, find an open Plattsburgh member, but Munski booting this one down to avoid a breakaway for Plattsburgh.
Yeah, Munski was in just the right place at the right time.
As we have a stoppage of play here, Nikolai Kovacevic making sure those shoes are tied.
Double knot. Tie him up. You know, when you're playing on a wet turf, quick game, quick pace, the shoes do tend to come untied a little bit more than they would if it was a beautiful sunny day. So way to double knot those shoes.
Oh, yeah. You learned that from personal experience? Have some shoe difficulties in your days?
Hey, listen, I've been there.
More of a football guy myself, but with just 26:57 left in the first half, still scoreless. Both teams, both teams have took momentum. As I'd say that Plattsburgh has the momentum right now, but no goals on the board, so it's anybody's game.
Absolutely, yeah. The Lakers have been creeping back into the Plattsburgh's defensive third of the field a bit more than the first 10 or so minutes of the game. They're making more opportunities, more chances for themselves, which is definitely what we want to be seeing. More opportunities, more odds they're going to put a goal in the back of the net.
Yeah, and it looks to me like Plattsburgh is really pushing the pace a little bit more than the Lakers. As I said, they're maintaining that aggressive nature and trying to, as we see now, they're really pursuing the goalie when it goes to him. And they're trying to push this ball down and get past Andrew Bourgeois as they're going to boot this one down the field. Genrich back with the ball. And we got a header from Kovacevic as Genrich going to try to set this one up, but booted away by a Plattsburgh man. As Genrich looking to set that one up. But Ryan Young put a lot of position here, and Brendan Murphy dishing that one down as Aiden Jeremzuk, gonna roll this one down to Andrew Braverman, and it is back down to midfield as Liam Rothar gonna dish this one to Contreras, back to Bourgeois.
One thing about the Lakers, it's clear how much they trust their goalie, Bourgeois. I mean, you don't pass the ball back to a goalie that you don't trust is going to take care of it, especially in those intense scenarios when we've got the Cardinals down their backs ready to pounce at any mistake. But Bourgeois's got it. He's reliable. They trust him enough to pass back in those intense moments and take care of the ball.
Absolutely. Bourgeois, has been great this season as I aforementioned freshman, but he has been performing very, very well and proving why he is getting that starting position here in today's contest as Genrich going to boot that one out of the stadium. Jeremzuk going to have a goal kick here. Let's see what they look to do. And we're going to see he's going to decide to boot that one down to almost midfield as Ryan Young going to head that one out of bounds. It's going to be Lakers ball. And dishing it down again. You got to think during these Lakers game, whether it's field hockey, whether it's lacrosse later in the spring, or whether it's now, these neighbors, they got to be very,
The poor neighbors.
Poor neighbors. I mean, some of them might like it, but it's got to be noisy here on Laker turf.
It's got to be noisy, especially those night games, trying to put the kids to bed. Got fans screaming, cheering on the teams.
So as Rothar going to dish that one down, very dangerously close to the back of the net here, but as Plattsburgh takes possession yet again. And like I said, capitalizing on those opportunities are the difference maker. But, once they get down that side of the field, it seems like they're swarmed by just a field of red. As Healy going to boot that one out of play here.
Nice save by Healy there.
Yeah, Kieran Gilroy was right there ready.
And that could have been dangerous for the Cardinals.
Healy proving just how important he is to this Plattsburgh's team.
We got an athlete jumping the fence over there to get that stray ball.
Oh, yeah.
Put him in.
As that one out of bounds, booted back into bounds by Kovacevic. Both teams battling for momentum here. Contreras going to boot this one down. And back to Rocky Bujaj as, again, just that hot potato effect. Both teams looking to really run away with this game. And, in fact, you got to put up the first goal.
Absolutely. Got about 22 minutes left, still scoreless for both teams. It's an intense matchup.
Yeah, and, before the game, the rain was really coming down, but, Mother Nature is in their favor right now. It doesn't look like it's raining too hard, but, definitely the weather, it's got to be cold down there.
There's been nicer days to play soccer here at Laker Turf, but they're making it work.
As Ryan Young was looking to set something up, but Andrew Braverman said, get that out of here, as Liam Rothar going to have a throw-in. Going to dish it down to Wytak. Wytak going to look to set something up. Dishes it down to Genrich. Back to Rothar. Rothar lobbing it up. Header here. And that's going to be a goal! We got, what a goal there. Wow, and the celebration comes into play. And celebrating with the team. What a goal. Able to sneak past the defender there. Natalie, what'd you think about that Lakers goal?
Oh my gosh, absolutely gorgeous. I mean, they had an opportunity and they made it count. They put something on the board, and we can tell by that team celebration, that sprint to the sidelines to join in with the players and the coach, how much that means to the Lakers to get something on the board against the Cardinals and maybe take home their first home win.
And I do believe that was Ryan Young slipping that in the back of the net off the side of the crossbar. What a beautiful shot. And now the momentum certainly in the Lakers' favor. As you can see, this Lakers defense, this Lakers midfield and forward, they all look rejuvenated. It's like a breath of fresh air in the early stages of this contest, about halfway through the first half. And we're going to see if they can keep pouring it on here.
Absolutely. I mean, already we can tell Plattsburgh seems to be playing with a entirely new fire. I mean, they've just been scored on. They want a goal just as much as the Lakers do. As we can see there.
Almost looked like it was in goal, but
wow,
just hits the side of the net. Bougely was ready, though.
Of course.
And dish down to Caleb Munsky. Yeah, and Ryan Young, a absolute staple of this Lakers team. Definitely going to be missed next season as a senior on his way out, but has definitely made a difference throughout his 4 years as a Laker. Assisted by junior Liam Rothar, who has been also very, very, very good during this contest, alongside Kyle Genrich, who has seen a lot of action so far this season. As we have a throw-in here, it's going to be Christian Garner looking to see his best opportunity here, and he decides that it's going to be throwing it down to midfield, but Ha-Jun Lee right there waiting. As it seems like a lot of this contest, it's been a lot of throw-ins so far. Both teams struggling to keep this ball in bounds.
Lots of throw-ins. We got a slippery ball. When it's cold, the ball is more dense. It's not the best time to be doing all these throw-ins, but hey, it's just the game.
Absolutely, and you got to think the slickness on the field, Natalie, from experience. Booting the ball. Is your cleat slippery as well?
Oh, your cleat is slippery, Shetler. Let me tell you. We're seeing all these collisions in this game because you're sliding around, you're sprinting at full speed. It's much easier to, collide into another player on accident because the weather is just, it's not the best.
Yeah, I can't assume this is, their favorite weather to play in, but under any condition. But going back to Ryan Young's goal, that was just a great way to come out of the gate, score first, put up a great goal, snuck past Aiden Jeremzuk, and what a way to get on the board first for the Lakers. Ryan Young, definitely, it's not a first scoring. He has been scoring all 4 years of his collegiate career and continues to pour it on here today as Ha-Jun Lee, the beautiful slide.
Young made that goal happen when it mattered. First half, get some momentum, get the Lakers feeling good, get the Cardinals on their toes. I think he's setting up the team for a really great end result, but we'll have to see.
Absolutely, and in a game that is, set to be a stalemate, putting that goal up first is ever so important, as that corner kick was dangerously close to a Plattsburgh man just kicking it right in, but Caleb Munsky and company going to prevent that from happening. And we have Buscelli going to dish that one over to Caleb Munsky, and they're going to look to set something up again. But, as much as that goal was so important, it still seems like Plattsburgh has a lot of control, offensively. They obviously, the Lakers took advantage when it was important, but it seems like it's been in the Lakers' side of the pitch for, almost the entirety of the contest.
Agreed, Shetler. Yeah, I think that's the difference in this game. I think both teams have made fairly equal opportunities to score for themselves, but the biggest difference is whether you make it happen or you don't, and the Lakers just made it happen. The Cardinals have had chances. We've seen a couple of the past few minutes, but nothing has ended up in the back of the net so far.
Exactly. Here, having it near the net does not mean anything if you can't get it in the net.
Amen to that, Shetler.
As we have Brendan Murphy going to dish that down to Ryan Young, back to Genrich, as he's going to look to get himself out of a little predicament here, as back down to Ryan Young. Going to dish that over to Liam Rothar. Going to set up for another opportunity, but just left of the goal as Plattsburgh going to look to get that ball out of harm's way here.
What a ball from Rothar. All it takes is one little nudge from the back post. One player in position would have been a 2-0 game. Fantastic ball from the Lakers.
Absolutely. And 1-0 sounds sweet, but 2-0 sounds even sweeter, especially in the first half. Going up 2-0 can really, really, really set the tone for the rest of this contest. As Buscelli, seen a lot of action so far in this game compared to Jerem Zook, as the goalies battle each other in this game. Rothar going to get that one out as the slickness of the field coming into play again. Little slip up there as Gardner back down to Brian Coughlin. Gilroy here is going to dish that one down to Whitesack, and Whitesack with some shifty moves. He's got a little bit of a breakaway here. And no, Gardner right on his tail, getting that ball out, stopping that breakaway.
Cardinals applying pressure from every angle on the field, whether we're in the defensive third, the offensive third, the midfield. They are on it. They want this goal.
Absolutely. It seems like, that Lakers goal did not get in the heads of Plattsburgh. They are still locked and loaded and ready to go here as Liam Rothar is going to have a throw in. He's going to throw that one down, attempting to get it to Kyle Hanner. And Genrich with the ball, surrounded by red, and booted out by Jack Healy here. As both teams looking to gain possession. Kieran Gilroy going up for it. And Jack Healy with the ball here, and you gotta think with Aiden Jerem-Zook, regrouping. What you got to think of the coaches? They gotta establish a game plan, especially for Plattsburgh, because the Lakers up 1-0 here early.
For sure. Plattsburgh coach Chris Taylor, this is his 5th year as the head men's soccer coach for the Cardinals. He's got some experience. He knows what he's doing. I'm sure he's over there making a game plan, the halftime talk. He started this year with an overall record of 52 wins, 59 losses, and 11 ties.
Absolutely. And on the Lakers side of things, head coach Dan Cain recently scored his 100th head coach win of the season, or of his career, with 31 wins with Oswego, 31 losses and 12 ties. Looks to add that 36th and another win for Oswego here today, as a big tumble near Plattsburgh's side of the field, as Jerem-Zook going to be throwing this one in. And booted down the field here, as we have some substitutions that I missed. Ethan Caruana on the field for the Lakers. A lot of the same faces still in the game, though. Hanner going to dish this one down to Liam Rothar, and back to Ha-Jun Lee. going to be picked off there. And we got Brian Coughlin going to dish this one down. Back in the Lakers' favor as Brendan Murphy booting this one down. Gilroy going to toss that one back, but no Lakers there near the goal line. But the goalie was out of position. That could have been disastrous for Plattsburgh.
Yeah, Braverman with the quick punt away.
As Hajun Lee dishes to Hanner, back to Rothar. Contreras going to look to find a Laker down in Plattsburgh's side of the pitch. Rothar going to slide, get this one down to Whitack. And Brendan Murphy going to look for some white on the field as Genrich calling for somebody. Didn't get the look he was looking for.
Great connection there by the Lakers. Those back and forth, splitting the defenders, finding those triangles of players on the field to pass back and forth to. If you can make those quick passes, that's when you can really get something going, get some momentum.
I definitely agree. And, going back to Genrich, he's been, a good leader of the team. And right there, he was calling the shots for the team, looking for a pass downfield. And that communication is key for any team, having good communication.
Absolutely.
It's going to be the difference maker.
Especially in a matchup like this. So evenly matched, so intense. We've got the weather playing a factor, increasing the speed of the game. Communication is going to be everything for these teams.
Absolutely, as we got back down to Matthew Pittaresi. And Plattsburgh going to dish some shifty moves here, getting down to their side of the pitch, and it's going to maintain in Plattsburgh's possession as we have a throw in here. See what they're going to do with this opportunity. And right back out of bounds.
What they're going to do is give it right back.
Didn't decide to try anything too extensive there as Gilroy and back down and had a little opportunity there by Daniel Shelby, but just a little off target. Maybe more than a little, but usually.
It's a nice chance for the Lakers to regroup with a goal kick, get themselves set, maybe switch the ball to the other side of the field.
Yeah, definitely. And, any break, I would say any time to catch their breath, but, the elements, it's not too hot. Any stoppage of play during a hot day, is really good for them to catch their breath, but it might be a little detriment in this scenario when you want to be on your feet at all times.
Yeah, you want to keep the muscles warm, avoid any cramps, any seize-ups.
And a little opportunity here, but tons of white near the side of the goal as Genrich. And back to Munski. And out of bounds.
Not in the neighbor's yard this time.
Head coach Dan Kane, unfortunately, is not an active member of this roster as they look to pass to him. And Genrich going to trek this one down the field. Opportunity, did not see. And looking for a little dump to Gilroy, but I think Gilroy just a little out of position. I think that's what Genrich was looking for as he put his hands on his head. Little miscommunication there. And Gardner back down. And Gilroy here going to be tripped up. And this one is going to stay in possession of the Lakers as Kyle Hanner.
Little over 9 minutes left for the teams to keep the game going. Maybe Lakers get another one on the board. Maybe get Plattsburgh something on the board.
Absolutely. And if you are Plattsburgh, you really, really want to score a goal here and even up this matchup, because going into halftime, not with the lead, it's really, discouraging.
Yeah, not a good place to be.
A 1-0, the game's not out of hands by any means, but you'd like to go in the game at least tied.
Absolutely, yeah. Even, Lakers up by 1, going into halftime, starting the new half, I'd see this as a 0-0 game. starting fresh. You can think of each half as a brand new game, especially when it's such a tight matchup.
I definitely agree. And Natalie, if you're Plattsburgh's head coach, what are you saying to this team during halftime?
Oh, geez.
Putting you on the spot here.
What am I saying? I'm saying nice to meet you all. I'm Natalie. You know, I think I'd be saying to them, they've had a lot of set pieces, you know, when the free kicks, corner kicks, and the ball's set, and those are big moments that you can't waste. I'd say we got to make these moments count. Keep applying the pressure like you have been, but really got to focus and make sure we're capitalizing on these opportunities. Keep creating them. And, you know, I would say what I just said, that this is still anybody's game.
I definitely agree. And, you know, the momentum is bouncing back and forth. You know, the Lakers did not run away after that first goal. And I'd honestly say since that goal happened, Plattsburgh has had, you know, most of the momentum and more opportunities than the Lakers. But, you know, obviously, scoreboard says otherwise.
For sure, yeah. I mean, we've got a fantastic Lakers defense. Really leading the charge here against Plattsburgh's many advances.
As Brennan Murphy with the throw in here. Caruana, one of the freshest men on the field.
Freshest
men, as he is a freshman.
Gotcha.
Nice little dad joke there. But
took me a minute.
We got Andrew Braverman. And back down to Jerem Zook, the man in neon green, looking like what I would wear in middle school.
The
Most of my
monochromatic.
middle school attire, some neon socks, neon shirt, neon shoes.
Absolutely. I mean, hey, you weren't the only one.
Absolutely. I thought I was the freshest dude in school, but
You
looking back at
probably-
those pictures.
Hey, at age 12, you probably were.
Oh, yeah.
Age 13, don't know. 14, absolutely not.
Those neon colors, you know, other than goalies and crosswalk guards have quickly gone out of style.
But, hey, we're bringing them back here today. Lakers versus Cardinals.
Oh, yeah. As Chris Smith has entered the game, tallest man on the field, towering above everybody. As we got an opportunity here, Kyle Hanner just couldn't get it going. Jack Healy down to Gardner. And they are going to look to, I assume, try to push the pace here with a little under 6 minutes left in the first half. But Kieran Gilroy is on the prowl as they are looking to push that one back in the Lakers side of the pitch. Picked off by Brennan Murphy. Picked off again as we were playing a little bit of back and forth here, as we have been the whole game. As Hajun Lee looking to find an opportunity, going to dish this one down, but just brought back to Jerem Zook. As Frankie Palumbo going to dish this one down. Let's see if Alex Gracie has the speed for it, and they're looking to regroup. Big kick, and Murphy going to send this one out of bounds. And sending the ball out of bounds has been the name of the game so far.
Very strategic move, though, by the Cardinals. I mean, getting that corner kick, doing their best to deflect it off of an Oswego player. That's what you want to do in those opportunities, you know. Creating chances for yourself, creating those corner kicks, not letting the goalie get the ball and slow things down.
I definitely agree. And great opportunity here. Just couldn't be batted by a Plattsburgh member. As you know, those corner kicks, one of the best opportunities in any soccer matchup to get an easy little goal here. As number 10 and batted, Andre Borgioli put everything into that one. Might have deflected off of his face, doing everything he can to prevent a Lakers goal here in this contest. And that is why Borgioli is ever so important on this team. And looking back at a replay here, Borgioli just really putting his whole body on the line here not to give up that Lakers goal, and that is a teammate that you want to have.
Absolutely. Natalie. What commitment from Buscelli there. Wow. Just absolutely, like you said, putting everything on the line to stop that ball. And, hey, it worked.
And Buscelli not going to let up a goal here. And Contreras dishing it down to Liam Rothar as they look to regroup and get that ball the heck out of there and dishing it down We got some players on the field. That is Benjamin Brooks. He's going to take down Frankie Palumbo. There's another great opportunity for the Lakers here with 3 minutes left in the first half. We got Brendan Murphy. Let's see if he can do anything. And, Natalie, what do you think about this goal kick here? As Gilroy, Munski was in position, got tripped up.
You know what I think, Shetler? I think that could have been big for the Lakers. That could have given them something else on the board. But, lucky for them, they did get a corner kick out of this. They still have control of the ball down in the Cardinals' goal area. So let's see what they can make happen here.
Absolutely. Let's see if Brendan Murphy has got the sauce to put this one in a good position for the Lakers. As the ball is up, it's got a little curve to it.
Jeez.
And, the wind definitely coming into a factor. You see the trees swaying.
For sure, yeah. I mean, on days like this, we've got intense wind. It's going to affect the ball when you put it in the air. So you want to be careful with lofty kicks, corner kicks, anything like that, because they become even more predictable when the weather is working against you.
Absolutely. Just battling the elements, as I've said, maybe one too many times here in this game, but Gardner going to pop this one up, and Chris Smith takes a little bit of a tumble.
He's got it. All his.
And Jerem Zook looking to regroup. He's going to call some shots here, see what the best opportunity moving into the ending of this first half is. Going to roll this one out, and he's going to step completely out of goal and boot this one down past midfield. Headed down, and that's Healy here. Not Healy, excuse me. And we got a good goal opportunity, and Borgioli going to dive out. A great opportunity for Plattsburgh, but a great save by Buscelli. Way to get right in front of that ball and prevent catastrophe going into the end of this half.
Buscelli has been solid in goal this game. Between getting those kicks back from teammates, those saves when it really counts. I mean, he has been solid back there for the Lakers to have and depend on.
Yeah, Buscelli has been all over that net, and he has been really, and taking another look at that, another goal, another save from Buscelli. As Buscelli going to call the shots here, as Ryan Contreras going to push this one down the field. Down to Gilroy. Gilroy leading the team in goals, as we aforementioned, looking to tack on his 7th of the season in this great rivalry matchup here. With just 19 seconds left, we are closing in on the end of the first half, but Gilroy's got a corner kick. Great opportunity here. Can he get something going? It's in the air, bobbed up and booted down the field. As we look, Ryan Contreras is going to take a last-ditch shot, and that will be it for the half.
What a way to end that half.
As, Natalie, a wild couple of seconds ending there. The Lakers tried everything in their power to put another goal on the board, but couldn't get it done. What's your takeaways from this first half?
The Cardinals, they've had some chances. Like we've talked about the past 40 minutes, they're making things happen. They're moving the ball. They are applying incredible pressure against the Lakers. And those opportunities they've had, it's either, Buscelli's on it, the Lakers defense is on it, or the Cardinals are just missing the net. They've got to keep creating those opportunities for themselves and finding a way to make a connection, make something happen, because they can do it. They're right there. But, with the Lakers, as we just saw, applying the pressure in the last few seconds of the game, making every chance count, trying to get something in the net. Got a few seconds left in the half. I mean, like we talked about, this is a very even mashup. It's intense. I think it's going to be a great second half. What do you think, Shetler?
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And despite the 1-0 Lakers lead, it is anyone's game. We are going to see how this game shapes up at the end of, heading into the second half. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this halftime break. I'm Michael Shetler, joined alongside Natalie Barden. Stay tuned here on WTOP 10. Good. We gotta get off. You know way more time.
Absolutely.
What do the Lakers got to do, and what does Plattsburgh got to do to get back into this game?
Well, Shetler, absolutely. Very intense first half. Very even matchup with both teams. I just had a very intense run back up the stairs, so forgive my heavy breathing, but, I'm sure the Lakers are feeling a bit winded too. Both teams got to, keep their momentum going. For the Lakers, I'd say pack it in defensively, hold on to that lead. Don't take any unnecessary chances.
Absolutely. A one-goal lead is nowhere close to a comfortable lead. They cannot continue to push the pace and keep trekking through this second half. And for Plattsburgh, this game is still close. It's not out of hand at all. They got to capitalize on opportunities, something that they could not do in the first half. As we are back to action here, Jack Healy going to dish this one down to Ha-Jun Lee, and both teams going to get a feel for each other, see what adjustments were made going into the second half. And I'm sure there was some adjustments on both sides of the ball. As we have Ryan Coughlin going to march this one down the field, and again, it's already in Plattsburgh's side of the field. The Lakers side of the field, excuse me. Plattsburgh has possession. As Jack Healy, one of the staples of this defense here, and dishing it off to Alex Gracie, back to Healy. And both teams, again, just like the start of the first, going to jockey for position, battle for momentum here in this game. And Natalie, any key things that you're seeing right off the bat here, other than, Plattsburgh still looking like they control the pace so far?
Yeah, absolutely. The teams may have switched sides, but nothing's changed about the Cardinals applying pressure when it counts. They're still, we see the ball's already down in Oswego's defensive side of the field.
Yeah, and as Liam Rothar took a tumble right before the end of the first half and takes another right here. But, very, very even so far, minus the fact that the Lakers have the 1-0 lead. But Plattsburgh has seemingly had more opportunities to score than the Lakers. But, it's just all about being able to capitalize, and that's what they're looking to do here. As Zach Ward enters the game again, Caleb Munsky has another opportunity, but bounces off the side of the net. Buscelli still alert as ever. And it looks like he's going to be playing the entirety of this contest as goalie. No substitutions were made on either side of the goal. Jerem Zook for Plattsburgh still in here as a corner kick. This ball's in the air and booted away by Ha-Jun Lee. And another opportunity here and wide.
What a ball. Wow. You just got to have someone on those posts. Have someone ready. All it takes is a little tap into the net, and there you go. You have a goal. Fantastic effort by the Cardinals. Got to keep that energy going.
Absolutely. As we look to see what is going on here, as Kyle Jenrich going to dish that one over to Ha-Jun Lee. Back to Kieran Gilroy. And Zach Ward going to be ready for a throw-in here. Going to dish it back to Ha-Jun Lee. And both teams jockeying for position here. Christian Garner with the ball, going to dish it back to Jack Healy. And just again, both teams looking to feel each other out as this ball is playing hot potato again, booted down the field and back into the Lakers bleachers. That ball's been on the Lakers bleachers quite a few times so far. That
ball has been all over Lakers bleachers, Cardinals bleachers, neighbors' backyards. The ball has had an interesting day.
Yeah, hopefully, if any of the neighbors had dogs, hopefully they didn't leave a present on the side of that ball.
You imagine.
Hopefully. That would be definitely interesting. Probably would get washed off with the wet field, but
you would hope. There's a lot of heading the ball in this game, so good thing it's a rainy day.
Normally during these contests, you see some neighbors walking their dogs, coming out and joining, but I think they're really enjoying the comfort of their home in this brutal weather, as we're going to get a stoppage of play here. And going to be Cortland's ball. There's going to be a...
Looks like the ref showed a yellow there.
Yeah. Yellow on... That's going to be on... I couldn't catch... Was that Jack Healy? I believe number 15. Not entirely positive, but it is going to be Plattsburgh's ball as Jack Healy waiting to set something up as he has possession here. And the ref in orange making sure order is in check in this game. Ref's got to be getting cardio in these games, too.
I was just thinking that, Shetler. He is putting in the work up and down the field. Got to give him a shout-out. Shout-out to the ref.
Shout-out to the ref. He's got to get a raise as he's got quite the strut rolling in this game. As back, Jason Whitek going to dish it over to Captain Ryan Young. He's going to dodge and weave some Plattsburgh defenders. Hajun Lee back to Whitek, back to Kieran Gilroy. Looking to set it up. That's Zach Ward here going to boot it down. And Kieran Gilroy going to stop this one. It's going to be Jerem Zook looking to regroup as Genrich on the prowl, looking to pick off one of these Lakers defenders as he's done before. Their game against SUNY Canton, Kyle Genrich caught Canton's goalie sleeping, picked him off, and scored an easy goal. That's something that Plattsburgh cannot do in this contest here today, as both Nikolai Kovacevic and I couldn't catch the other Plattsburgh men both take a tumble here. And looks like Kovacevic's going to get carded on this one, Natalie.
What a physical game. I mean, starting off the second half, this is our second stoppage due to collisions. Looks like we've got a card in the ref's hand.
Yeah, we got a card in the hand and a card no on the ground.
Oh,
as
too soon.
These puns are getting even more brutal in this contest, but a stoppage of play here, as it seems like players have been flopping all over the field as we are going to resume action. Well, maybe not.
Looks like we've got a reset from the ref here. Wasn't quite ready to resume the game.
Yep. As Jack Healy going to look to regroup and get the momentum in the favor of the Cardinals. As Jack Healy going to dish this one down to John Hayes. Going to be picked off by Zach Ward, as the ball remains in Lakers possession. Chris Smith going to have a throw in here down to Gilroy, picked off by Gardner. Now we have a fast break for Plattsburgh. Plattsburgh kicking in the speed, but Caleb Munsky going to prevent that from happening. But back into Plattsburgh's possession. Number 10 dishing it down the field. Hajun Lee popping that ball up, but right back into the possession of Plattsburgh. Brian Coughlin looking to get something going here towards Borjoli. Borjoli blocking that one and gets that out of harm's way. And Rothar going to dish this one out. But right back here we got number 6, Frankie Palumbo, as Plattsburgh looks to reset. And Natalie, that one again dangerously close to slipping in the back of the net for Buscelli.
I mean, Buscelli has just been an absolute tank in the goal back there. So dependable for the Lakers. He is all over that net, stopping things left and right. He is having quite the game.
Absolutely, and Buscelli again. And what a way for Rothar to get that one out of Dodge. As we look for the replay again, Andre Buscelli has been in the highlight reel so far with 3 beautiful saves. And what a way to get that one out of possession here, as we have another corner kick set up. That is Brian Coughlin with another great opportunity. Can he capitalize? The ball's up in the air. And a little too much mustard on that one, as Gardner going to catch that.
Buscelli was ready for it.
Buscelli was ready. Buscelli has been alert the whole contest, as Genrich has possession. And they're flying across the field. Very fast-paced start of the second half on both sides of the ball. Both teams looking to rip one in the back of the net early on in this second half, Natalie.
Smart move on Oswego's part there, trying to get that throw in as quick as possible before Cardinals got some players down the field and caught up with them. But, couldn't make it happen this time, but they had the right idea.
Absolutely. And we have, that's going to be Gardner with a throw in here, as that one is down to John Hayes. Both teams, jockeying for position. The Lakers with momentum here as we are in a stalemate midfield. Either team can't get the ball down their side of the pitch momentarily. And Zach Ward with another throw in here as we have 36 minutes left in the second half and of this WTOP 10 broadcast. And speaking of TOP 10, OP started this week as Natalie and I both have an OP. Would you like to shout yours out?
I mean, of course. I mean, if that's what we're doing, get a little airtime. Tune in off the clock. We've got a new episode coming out this Thursday at 9:30 on WTOP 10. But you can catch our first episode on the WTOP 10 YouTube page. Off the clock, all women's broadcast. Fun, empowering space for the girls to make some TV. What about you, Shetler? What do you got going?
Absolutely. Your show is definitely a banger, but I heard there was another show coming out 2 Fridays from now. Tuesday, October 25th, catch Late Night with Chet and Jake live at 9:30, October 25th. And that Halloween episode you won't want to miss. But back to the broadcast here. That's enough about us as the Plattsburgh Cardinals look to regroup here. And John Hayes has been all over the field. Same with Brian Coughlin, as both teams looking to set up in position here. And, since that first goal for the Lakers, it's been an absolute just stalemate between both teams.
Absolutely. Aggressive, physical game, fast-paced. The ball is moving. The players are moving with it. They're definitely going to be tired after this one.
Yeah, and, Buscelli has had a lot of action, and same with Jerem Suk, but a lot of stationary movement. They got to be a little cold out there.
Oh, gosh. I mean, hey, good thing they got the gloves. Otherwise,
absolutely.
I don't know.
And, in any sport, football's played in the fall, too. I remember, I was mainly a sideline guy myself, but that ball going into your hands, especially when it's cold, it's got to have a ring to it.
You played football, Shetler.
I did play football.
Yep. What position?
Wasn't necessarily a star player. Well, was a wide receiver in my senior year. 2 years before was a offensive guard. Went through a little weight loss, but other than that.
Well, what I'm hearing is you can help me with my fantasy team.
Absolutely. I checked over your fantasy team a couple weeks ago. It wasn't looking bad. You actually shocked me with how good your fantasy team was. My fantasy team has been not too solid this year. We're not doing too bad.
Not as good as mine.
Looking for some NFL football action tomorrow.
Yeah.
Looking, Natalie, are you a part of the Bills Mafia or what?
I can't say I fully understand the sport of football, so let me work on that first. I got American football down, British, European football down, but
Yep, and moving on back to this contest as Plattsburgh going to try to trek this one down the field as Hajun Lee going to pick that one off. And looking to regroup as Munsky, one of the star defensemen of this team, another captain, another senior that will be missed at the end of this season. In this contest, I can't stress enough just how important it is as Brian Coughlin is pushing this one down the field and way for Zach Ward to get that one out of harm's way and get the Lakers to regroup here. And like I said, this contest ever so important. Any SUNYAC matchup, but when, Oswego is sitting 7th in the SUNYAC conference, it is very, very important for them to come out with a win here today, and that really is a difference maker heading on, towards the middle stages of the season.
Absolutely. Got to make these matchups count, do what they can do to get them in their favor. Looks like we've got a stoppage of play. We've got a Cardinal player on the ground.
Yep, as both teams have a second to regroup here. That is Jason Whitesack, the freshman. Like you said, tying your shoes ever so important in this contest. As
always.
Catch a water break.
It's a good opportunity for the Lakers to regroup, take a breath.
And we are fully stopped right now with 33 minutes left in this game. As, the stoppage, obviously for this weather a little difficult, but that gives head coach Dan Kane a little bit of time to, go over what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong in the second half for the Lakers. And, Dan Kane, definitely a man of a lot of wisdom for this Lakers team.
Yeah, I mean, hey, he's been around for a while. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, when you have 100 wins in the book, I think you're a very, very trusted head coach.
I think you could probably listen and take his advice.
Absolutely, as both teams back on the field looking to get back into some action here in this contest. Buscelli regrouping, Jerem Zook regrouping. I'm surprised we haven't seen some jumping jacks on this field from the goalies, looking to keep that blood flowing, keep the blood pumping.
I mean, hey, there's still time. Got my eyes out.
As speaking of keeping the blood flowing, we got some substitutions doing some laps on the other side of the field as we get back to action here at Laker Turf. Genrich, flying across the field. He has been all over so far. And another boot there. Great opportunity, but Munski going to head that one out of dodge here as Ryan Young going to push the pace, dishes it to Genrich, dishes it to Nikolai Kovacevic, and back down. Can Gilroy get there in time on the fast break? But no, it's going to be, oh no, Gilroy does manage to keep that. Ryan Young with a great opportunity as he's going to look to set up a shot for either himself or another forward. Gilroy going to dish this one, popped in the air. Nikolai Kovacevic was in position, just couldn't get a foot on that ball, as that was a great opportunity to go up 2-0 in this contest. Just a little out of position there, as we have a throw-in from Jerem Zook, as Plattsburgh looks to regroup after a dangerously close opportunity for the Lakers, as Genrich, like I said, right on the prowl, looking to pick off Jack Healy there, who was playing, some very reckless, just when you have a guy like Kyle Genrich on the prowl, you cannot have a lackadaisical approach to getting that ball out of near the net, Natalie.
Lackadaisical, that is a word that brought back some memories, Shetler. I had a soccer coach, and that was his go-to word.
See, I got some soccer terms in the back pocket here, whipping out. But yeah, we got some Nikolai Kovacevic again, dishing to Liam Rothar, who has been a staple this game, as we have another stoppage here, and it looks like it is going to be Plattsburgh's ball. Gardner going to roll this one back to Jerem Zook. And if you just take a look at Genrich, he is very hungry to get this ball on the back of the net. And that one's going to be headed, bounced off the chest of Rothar as Caleb Munski. And Plattsburgh has possession here, moving down the field, but Caleb Munski right there to boot that one out of bounds, letting the Lakers regroup. Very calculated play there.
Absolutely, yeah. Munski found himself in a foot race, and he did what he could to get the ball out of danger. Very smart move, but coming from such a seasoned player, it's no surprise.
Absolutely. Obviously an integral part of this team, and both teams. And Ha-Jun Lee takes a little bit of a tumble, a little bit of a slide on this wet turf.
Ouch.
As both teams fired up with 30 minutes left. Time is flying here. Ha-Jun Lee going to see what he can do. He's going to dish that one over to Ryan Contreras. And Lee going to try to give his team the best opportunity to get in scoring range here. Munski going to boot this one down. Going to be bobbled up by Frank Palumbo. And Gardner with the speed. Going to dish this one back to John Hayes. John Hayes waiting for an opportunity to come his way. And John Hayes going to take it himself with a deep boot. Borjoli with another great save. Came right at him, and he was well alert. Buscelli, again, just right there. Super alert. He has been laser focused this whole game. And looking at this replay here, Puchelli, an absolute unit so far. A brick wall that these Plattsburgh Cardinals have not been able to get past the entirety of this contest. As setting up a corner kick, looks like we got Kyle Genrich going to put some shifty moves on two Plattsburgh defenders, dishing back to Ryan Young. Ryan Young's got a fast break. Not many Plattsburgh defenders there, but Plattsburgh has possession again, and looks like this ball is going to go out of bounds. The Lakers with a throw in here, and Contreras going to pick up the pace here. And Puchelli, Natalie, like I said,
oh my gosh,
has been a dog so far.
What a save from Puchelli. I mean, Plattsburgh was trying something a little bit different there. That was one of the farthest out shots they've taken this whole game. They could have easily caught him off guard if he wasn't paying attention, if he wasn't on his toes. But, hey, he was ready.
And, even like this freshman, he's just a freshman, and he is so alert, so calculated, and so aware in every aspect of the goal. I mean, a regular goalie, you could catch him sleeping on a given day, but Puchelli was ready to go, alert as ever in this game.
It's fantastic. As a freshman, he's going to have a really great rest of his career here with Oswego Lakers. The team's going to look forward to having him on board for the next few years to come. Yeah,
you can expect a lot of great things from Puchelli and expect a lot of great things from the freshman class. 10 freshmen coming in this year. And another starter, Jason Wytak, has seen the third most minutes on this team as just a freshman. These freshmen are really making a difference for the Lakers here. And moving forward, I expect some great things from these youngins.
Absolutely. I mean, hey, what a way to start your athletic career at college. Definitely making the parents proud, I'm sure.
Absolutely. I'm sure some parents in attendance here, as we have Matthew Pitteresi going to throw this one in. As, approaching 27 minutes left in this contest. Not really nail-biting time, but the time is now for Plattsburgh to get on the board. You don't want to be pushing towards the end of the contest and just struggling to get a goal. If they get a goal now, it sets up a comfortable time to be able to not only take the tie, but, get in the lead in this contest. And that's what Plattsburgh's got to do right now if they want to get back in this game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as soon as Plattsburgh can get something on the board, get Oswego on their toes, it's anyone's game.
As Munski just bodied there. No call from the ref. Good show of sportsmanship, picking Munski right back up as we get another corner kick here. It's going to be Brian Coughlin going to take this kick. So you look at Borgelli on his toes. Puchelli, as we have another corner kick opportunity. Let's see what Brian Coughlin can do with it. Looks like a little miscommunication, but interesting approach to that corner kick. Going to try something different. Puchelli right in the hands.
Right into Puchelli's hands.
What else is new? Puchelli going to roll this one out to Munski. Munski going to dish it. Thought he was going to dish it to Rothar, but tries to take a shot down the field to Hanner. Didn't go as planned. As Dylan Shavley going to see what he can do. Takes a little bit of tumble. Back down to Frankie Palumbo. Palumbo is going to dish that one down to Rocky Bujaj. Rocky Bujaj bouncing off of Nikolai Kovacevic. Uses his body.
And Cardinals applying the pressure once again. They want it. It's clear they want it. They just have to make it happen.
Absolutely here, as that is going to be.
It looks like you haven't set up.
That is going to be Liam Rothar with a throw in here. Seeing what he can do as we have a little bit of a stoppage. Looks like a little bit of Lakers miscommunication as we're going to get some substitutions on the field. That's Brennan Murphy going to swap out with Liam Rothar. And another Laker coming in. That is going to be Ethan Caruana swapping out with Nikolai Kovacevic as Brennan Murphy now going to be taking this throw in for the Lakers. And Natalie, Lakers got to get the ball down the Plattsburgh side of the pitch.
Yeah, they are packed in their defensive third of the field, and that only goes favorably for them for so long. The longer it's down there, the longer Plattsburgh has them cornered like that, the quicker it'll be for them to slip up. So if they can push the ball up the field, maybe just send it up there, at least spread out their players a little bit, that'll make a big difference for them.
I absolutely agree. And moving on here, we have another throw in from Brennan Murphy as the ball approaching midfield. And finally, Lakers are moving the ball down the pitch. And as I say that, right back to Plattsburgh and right back to Dylan Shavley as he's looking to get something going here, as it has been a back and forth battle the entirety of this second half. No one team has broke away with the momentum as number 14 looking to get it, and Borjoli kicking that one, using the left leg to get that ball out of dodge. So versatile in every capacity in this goal. He can do it with his hands, he can do it with his legs, he can do it with his body, using his body as an object. And again, another opportunity to score here for Plattsburgh. Goes down to number 23, and Borjoli, and there is going to be a goal from Trey Eckert, evening this matchup. And what a goal. What a way to take that fast break. What a way to keep that momentum. And Trey Eckert with the first Plattsburgh goal of this contest. And that sets it even as 1-1. Taking another look at this goal, Buscelli booted it and then regrouped, but couldn't regroup fast enough as there was tons of red coming right at him. And Trey Eckert able to stick that one in the back of the net. Natalie, what's your takeaway from that goal?
Oh boy, that was a game changer. We got just over 23 minutes left, 1-1. That goal just changed the entire pace of the game. Both teams are on their toes. They are going to be fighting harder than ever to get the advantage and get the win. You know, Buscelli has been an absolute unit in the goal. He has been doing the most to keep the Lakers in the game. But like we were talking about before, you got the ball in your defensive part of the field for so long, you know, something's going to go wrong eventually, and I think that was the case with the Lakers.
Obviously, Buscelli with an amazing performance, but he is not Superman. Obviously, something going to get by him, and, you know, when you see a field of red coming at you, you can't necessarily predict where that ball is going. No fault to Buscelli. Obviously, he's got to regroup. He's been playing fantastic minus that one goal he let in. And now the entirety of the landscape has changed moving forward. As you got to think, you know, the Lakers cannot be discouraged, though.
This is the worst time for the Lakers to let their guard down, to get discouraged. And same for the Cardinals. You know, these are the moments where you can't get discouraged. You can't get disappointed by letting a goal in. They have to keep going and just brush it off, as hard as it may be.
Absolutely. And, you know, Natalie, as a team, you know, former soccer star,
well,
what was your team's approach to, you know, staying in the game and even, you know, tied or playing comfort behind? What do you got to do to keep your spirits high?
Oh, geez. I mean, it's hard. It's tough, especially in a matchup like this. It comes a lot from leadership. You're going to be looking to the captains to set the example and keep a positive tone. So we got to count on the Laker captains and the coach, Dan Cain, to keep that going.
I couldn't agree more, as freshman Benjamin Brooks going to get that ball taken from him, and Jerem Zook going to set up as Plattsburgh maintains possession. Gilroy on the prowl against him, and Munski goes up, heads that ball in what could not feel too great as Hanner dishes down to Lee. Lee back to Benjamin Brooks, and right back to goalie Jerem Zook. As another regroup opportunity for Plattsburgh, as they can't play. If you're Plattsburgh, you can't let the foot off the gas. As Plattsburgh looking to dish this one down the field, as they do, but Ryan Contreras.
Oh boy.
We got a fast break opportunity here. Only one man to beat. It's going to be a foot race, and Buscelli going to slide and take that ball as he's going to look to regroup, as Plattsburgh has controlled this game ever since their goal.
Now, Buscelli stepped out at just the right time. In moments like that, it's all about a goalie's judgment and timing. If he was a little too late, little too early, could have been disastrous for the Lakers. But he had his timing down. He got the ball.
Absolutely. And I can only imagine what this man's what this man's high school stats was, because he's playing like no other right now. You would not assume that this guy's a freshman.
No way.
With his play skill. As we got Brennan Murphy going to head that one down to Genrich, and right back to Jack Healy, who has seen the entirety of this game here for Plattsburgh. right back down to Eckert, the man that evened things up for Plattsburgh, as Ha-Jun Lee dishing that one back to Zach Ward, excuse me, down to Kieran Gilroy. Gilroy hungry for his 7th goal of the season. That one's going to be back down to Dylan Shavley and out of bounds. Ball boy. And looking back at Eckert's goal, again, field of red, slipping past Buscelli. And, you know, that goal really set the tone for this contest.
Absolutely, yeah.
And Kieran Gilroy going to boot this one off to one of his teammates that is not in field of play. He's wearing a yellow practice jersey. And Gilroy going to have possession here, going to dish that one out. And Ha-Jun Lee going to dish this one to Contreras. As Plattsburgh's got to push the pace now. Not too many men in white down the field.
Could easily turn into a foot race.
And Jack Healy going to dish this one down to Dylan Shelby. And back to Gardner as he looks to regroup. Big shot down the field. And both men take a tumble. And Buscelli with a catch as these two, we got a little bit of a tussle going on, and Munski steps right in front of it trying to get these men. And one thing you cannot do is get frustrated and let emotions get the better of you in such a close game.
That was a great moment of leadership from Munski. I mean, we never want to see one of your players and another player getting into any kind of altercation on the field, especially in a moment like this. So, great
Absolutely.
leadership.
What a way for Caleb Munski to, you know, keep cool of both players there, and especially, you know, it doesn't matter if you're a Plattsburgh player, but you know, you never like to see your teammate get frustrated, especially when it's such a close game with so much on the line with another win in the SUNY Conference. Frustration cannot come into play with just 17 minutes left in this game. And we got a little bit of a tussle here going back and forth as both teams look to get down.
You know, a theme of this game has been aggression and speed. These two teams are fighting. Oh, thought we were going to have another chance by Plattsburgh there. But hey, it just goes to show these teams are fighting with everything they have against the other to try to make something happen, find a favorable result. And hey, 1-1, just over 17 minutes left. It looks like they're making it happen.
Absolutely, and you know, Oswego just coming off of a tie. The last thing they want to do is tie this game again, because a tie doesn't do much for you. A win sounds a whole lot sweeter.
Oh yeah, a tie is not a win.
As we have a collision on the field, and Munski going to boot that one down as we're going to get a little stoppage here. As we are going to see who's going to take possession with 16:46 left as we enter the later stages of the contest. And this is when the game really, really matters the most.
Hey, I mean, it might be chilly out, but it does look like the rain has let up a bit, so the teams have got that going for them. Got a Cardinal player on the ground.
And we have a stoppage here, and looking forward for the Lakers, they have a game this coming Wednesday against Buff State, another very important game. Buff State right on Oswego's tail. They are 8th in the conference, so that game is really, really going to make a difference here, and especially as we see how this game today plays out, you know, Oswego could definitely bump up quite a bit in the SUNY Conference. And, you know, the SUNY Conference, it's really, really up in the air. A lot of teams with 2 wins, 3 wins in the conference. Brockport is kind of flying away with it. They're number 1 in the SUNY right now, but, you know, we're entering that midpoint of the season, and it's really any team could really run away with the conference.
Absolutely, yeah. It's not too late to make a difference when it comes to SUNY play. That's why this game matters so much for the Lakers and the Cardinals. We're about midpoint through the season, October 8th. It's a good place to make something happen, turn things around for the better.
Absolutely, as we continue this storied rivalry between Plattsburgh and the Lakers, as, you know, the Lakers and Plattsburgh, you know, no strangers to each other in soccer, but especially in hockey, as hockey's starting back up, and, you know, the whiteout game is coming up in a couple weeks' time.
It's coming up. Whiteout will be here before we know it, and we'll see the Lakers and the Cardinals face off in a totally different arena, a totally different sport, but the rivalry will be just as strong, if not stronger.
Absolutely, as next week a quadruple header.
Yeah.
A huge quadruple header next week. We got 2 women's games, a women's soccer game and a women's hockey game, a men's soccer game and a men's hockey game. But moving back into this contest, we look back and, you know, we got Ryan Young scoring a goal for the Lakers in the beginning of the game, looking for history to repeat himself. But Ryan Young with that 1 goal, and he's been playing tremendous so far in this game.
Absolutely, yeah. That first Lakers goal in the first half made a big difference for the team, getting them on the right track. You know, things didn't go the way they wanted in the second half, but it's not over yet. We've got about 16:30 left. Really strong game from Andrew Bocelli. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's not over until that buzzer rings, and we have Trey Eckert with the ball is going to go out of bounds, and Ball Boy is definitely seeing his dose of cardio for the day, as we have Pitteresti, that's Coughlin, going to dish this one down, and it's going to be a throw-in by Tony Kochelev, who is seeing action in this game. Not a starter, but he's going to see himself some action here when it matters the most in the later stages of this game, as Jack Healy going to dish this one down to Frankie Palumbo. Frankie Palumbo has possession right now, going to dish this one down as they look to set something up here. Can they take the lead? And Hajun Lee, and that one's going to be headed by Caruana right back to Frankie Palumbo. Frankie Palumbo going to get picked off. And Kyle Hanner with possession, looking to get that ball out of harm's way. And Gilroy, and that's Rothar. Way to just push that ball down the field.
Absolutely. Even though it's out of bounds, it's far from the Lakers' defensive third of the field, and that's what matters. They're getting a bit trapped back there again, like they were when the Plattsburgh scored their goal, so we want to avoid those situations. Stay spread out. Don't get trapped in the defending.
Absolutely, as we have Brian Coughlin here. Going to dish this one down to Ryan Contreras. Back to Munsky. Going to dish this one down the pitch. Kyle Hanner with possession here. And Hanner can't get anything going. Back to Rothar. Rothar going to dish this one down. And another opportunity to score there. And
what an
Jerem
effort.
Zook.
That's another example, you know, even though it didn't go the way he wanted, that's another example of just putting your body on the line to get the result.
Absolutely.
Wasn't quite there, but he went head first, completely dove on the ground. That's the kind of player you want, who's going to take those chances when he has them.
Yeah, Gilroy did everything he could. Again, like I've mentioned, searching for that 7th goal of the season, put his entire body on the line, looking to head that one in, but just not enough to make contact with that ball, as again, Plattsburgh inching towards their goal, and booted away by Caleb Munsky. Headed down as Hajun Lee, as both teams battling for momentum here with just 13 minutes left. Inching towards the goal, and that one's going to be out of bounds.
Oh my gosh, that could have been dangerous.
Yeah, luckily there was a lot of Oswego players, as Gilroy looking to continue that streak. As I said, not only does he lead the team in goals, but he has scored for the past 4 games. And with just 13 minutes left, he's got an opportunity to increase that streak in scoring a goal in their past 5 games. And a goal there! That is number 11, John Hayes. And the Plattsburgh Cardinals have taken the lead in this contest as they all go to the corner to embrace, going into replay there, taking advantage of that corner kick. And that is absolutely catastrophic for the Lakers with just 13 minutes left. The last thing you want to see for this Lakers team.
I mean, we can see just the difference in the two teams right now. That huge, massive team celebration down the sideline, the joy in all the players as they're running. We've got the Lakers just heads down, working their way up the field. They're not looking too optimistic. They've got to pull themselves back together. There's 13 minutes, 9 seconds left in this matchup. There's still time as long as they stay optimistic.
And the Cardinals look absolutely stellar right now, fully rejuvenated. They have all the energy in the world, and the Lakers cannot get discouraged right now. I mean, a fantastic way to capitalize on that corner kick, get that ball right in the back of the net, and the Plattsburgh Cardinals have all the momentum in the world with just 13 minutes left in this contest. The Lakers cannot get discouraged. They got to keep pushing the pedal to the metal.
I mean, hey, the Cardinals have been putting on the pressure this entire game. They've had possession for, I would say, most of the matchup. And those things happen. You put on pressure like that, you have all those missed opportunities. Eventually, some of them are going to go in. And that's exactly what happened. They've had a lot of corner opportunities, so has Oswego, and they haven't quite made them count. But just there, that was textbook, making a corner count.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that one. And, you know, like I said in the first half, Plattsburgh couldn't really capitalize on the multitude of opportunities that they had, but the story is completely different in this half. They've capitalized on both key opportunities that they had to score so far in the second half. As it looks like it's going to be another throw-in. Plattsburgh has possession as Pittaresi going to dish this one down to Frank Palumbo. Back to Jack Healy. As the communication is definitely better on Plattsburgh's side at the moment. Looking like they're really getting everything to click so far in this second half. As Ryan Young going to dish this one down back to Murphy. And now is the time, as I said a couple minutes ago, and picked off by Jack. That's going to be Coughlin, and number 9 has an opportunity. Borjoli. Oh my goodness, that one does not go in. So close, dangerously close to getting in that back of the net. Borjoli got a hand on it, and then it almost slipped in the back of the net. A near heart attack for Buscelli there, but no goal. What a opportunity for Plattsburgh, but what a way for Buscelli to keep that one out of harm's way. Natalie, if you're Buscelli, you got to be your heart had to sink after that one.
Heart is racing. I have never in my life. This man.
He has seen so much action and continuing to tack on clips for his highlight reel at the end of the season.
Oh, it's going to be a good highlight reel. This game alone, are you kidding?
Buscelli has been stellar so far and keeping this game from getting out of hand. You know, a 2-1 lead is already drastic, but a 3-1 is just very disheartening.
For sure. I mean, Plattsburgh was ready to celebrate. You saw the players on the sideline. They were ready to jump in and have a whole big team celebration again, but they just didn't get it in. Buscelli was there.
And you got to think not only Buscelli, but Caleb Munski was right in position because there was Cardinals members ready to dish that one in after that save. It came right back down near Buscelli. Caleb Munski deserves recognition, too, for getting that one out of dodge.
Absolutely.
As Ha-Jun Lee looking for a slide, and he's going to take advantage of this one as he's looking to push the pace down to Kieran Gilroy. Back down to Genrich as Genrich flying. Trying to hit some shifty moves, but too many Plattsburgh Cardinals on him. As Caruana going to face off against Eckert. That ball is bobbed in the air. And that one is going to be dished down in a battle between Liam Rothar and Coughlin. Jason Wytak now in the mix. And, you know, this rivalry, especially one thing, looks like it's getting heated between both teams towards the end of this game.
You can just feel how much this game means to each team. You can see it in play-to-play, and you can see it in their celebrations. I mean, when Oswego scored, it was a team affair. When Plattsburgh got both their goals, the first thing the players did was run to the sidelines to join in with their teammates and their coaches to celebrate. This isn't just a casual, everyday, run-of-the-mill game. This is big for both teams.
I couldn't have said it better myself. There is so much at stake here as we move towards the end of this contest. And like I said, picking up the pace is going to be so important as time is ticking. They need to have some sense of urgency in this game. They got to get this ball down the field.
Absolutely, Shetler. But at the same time, Oswego has to be really careful about not taking miscalculated chances down in their defensive part of the field. I think that last Plattsburgh goal came from an Oswego effort to switch the ball to the other side of the field, which would have been great, but it was just a bit sloppy. And the Cardinals were there. Any mistakes they make, Plattsburgh's going to be on top of it, so they can't make those mistakes in the defensive part of the field and give away another goal.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, calculated but not reckless. That's going to be the difference maker. They got to make some key attempts to score, but they can't just be playing a reckless game because this Cardinals defense has been amazing so far, and they will definitely capitalize on any mistakes that the Lakers make.
Absolutely.
As Brendan Murphy marching down the field, going to set it up here, but a Cardinal was right in the mix to boot that one out of dodge, and it's back in Cardinals possession down to Eckert here, as Eckert is one-on-one with Brendan Murphy. Going to dish this one back as they look to push the pace here, as Matthew Pederesi going to dish that one back down to Eckert. Eckert swarmed by two Lakers, swarmed by Murphy, and that one is going in favor of the Plattsburgh Cardinals. As looks like that's going to be a push, as we're getting some heated referee action and a yellow card going to Brendan Murphy, as Brendan Murphy going to take the foul on that one.
That ref is not happy.
That ref had some energy in his voice, calling over Murphy to give him that that yellow card, as we have a stoppage of play here.
This is what we talk about when we say the Lakers can't be reckless. They're, giving up a free kick. Luckily, it's not super close to the goal. It's still in the midfield, but these moments can still make all the difference.
Absolutely, and like I said, frustration cannot get the better of this Lakers team. 7 minutes left, quite a bit of time to get that ball in the back of the net. And, at the very least, tie the contest. Obviously, they want to win, but at the very least, tie.
Absolutely. I mean, hey, a tie is better than a loss, but a win would be ideal. I mean, the Lakers haven't beat Plattsburgh since 2010. It's 2022, people. What a moment that would be.
Just saying that, it didn't seem like 2010 was that long ago, but it is making me feel very old that was 12 years ago.
12 years.
That is absolutely absurd, and 12 years is quite a bit of time for a team to go winless against their opponent.
Absolutely.
This would be huge in this rivalry between Plattsburgh and Oswego.
One of their biggest rivals. I mean, imagine that celebration. They've got just over 6 minutes left in this matchup. There's still time.
And I'm sure Dan Kane mentioned to this team, just how long it's been since the Lakers have defeated the Cardinals. And obviously a SUNY win is important, but, to finally get some revenge after getting beat up for the past 12 years by the Plattsburgh Cardinals is also going to be huge for them.
Absolutely.
As we have...
Ooh, we're getting physical down there.
Big physical breakout, and we're getting some hot and heavy shoving here as both teams in the mix. We got a little bit of a pile up, the ref trying to get in the middle of it. And I'm sure somebody's getting carded here. Some choice words from both teams as this thing is getting very physical, Natalie.
Absolutely. I mean, we got about 5:55 left on the clock. You can feel the urgency in both teams. These physical fights and screaming matches are breaking out more and more as we're getting closer to the end of the game.
Yeah, and that's going to be a double yellow. Jack Healy and Ryan Young both going to get yellow carded for that physical altercation they had. A little bit of shoving, a little bit of pushing, and then their teammates got in the mix trying to break it up, trying to make sure things don't get out of hand. Moving on in this contest as Jerem Zook
started to look like a hockey game down there with that mosh pit of players.
I know, you catch a hockey game, people are getting bodied left and right, and it's been pretty similar so far here in this game.
No, this might as well be the whiteout game.
I know, I mean, the closest thing to it, very, very physical game, something that I have not seen so far this season. I mean, both teams obviously, I think the rivalry comes into play, but when you got such a close game, so many emotions to be factored, it's very easy for things to quickly get out of hand. As that ball is bobbed up to midfield, Kovacevic going to pop that one up as it is back to Dylan Shelby. As we are inching closer to the end of this game, Liam Rothar looks to pick that off. Just does not come up with it as Buscelli on top of things as usual, dishing down to Ryan Contreras. And you know, it is really, I can't stress enough, it is anyone's game right now, but, you know, Oswego has got to score, and they got to score quick if they're looking to not only tie this game, but looking for a win here.
Absolutely. Time is ticking. Still just over 5, but it's not much. In the heat of the game, it's going to feel like 30 seconds to these guys out there on the field.
Absolutely. It feels like 30 seconds to us. Last time I checked, there was 30 minutes on the clock. Now this game's almost over.
I know, right? Time's flying.
As Eckert going to dish this one down. And Caleb Munsky right there waiting. As Rocky Bujaj looking to take this one down the field. He's got an opportunity here to score, but batted off of the leg of Munsky. And another opportunity to score wide right there. And Buscelli was well alert, though. If it was inching towards the goal, he would have been there.
Oh, he was ready, but that was dangerous.
Yeah, another great opportunity for Plattsburgh to go 3-1.
Well, they got a corner kick out of that, and we know how the last corner kick went, so let's see what they make happen here.
And I believe that scoring play, it was Coughlin who delivered that corner kick, and it's Coughlin again. Let's see if history can repeat itself. And we look, obviously, this game ever so important, but the rest of the season for Oswego is so important. The rest of their matchups are SUNYAC matchups. They're 1-2-2 in the conference, and, you know, not a great conference record. They got to start picking up SUNYAC wins, and they have a lot of opportunities as the rest of their games are SUNYAC matchups.
For sure. I mean, this is a big game for them.
And Buscelli again. This dude is a dog. Getting that ball out of harm's way, batted with one hand. So alert.
You know, with all the saves Buscelli has had, all the situations that he's been put in, it's incredible that only 2 goals have been let in.
Yeah, and taking another look at this, Buscelli just batting it with one hand. So alert, so aware. You would not believe that this man is a freshman. He is playing at such a high collegiate level right now, and he has been doing fantastic given the opportunity as a starter here in today's contest. As Kyle Genrich gonna march down the field looking to get something going, but time is ticking. 3:20 left on the clock. Not a lot of time at all as Gilroy looking to push the pace here, but just swarmed by Red as another. I thought we were going to get a little bit of an altercation. And yeah, we do a little bit of pushing, a little bit of shoving as both teams. And this game is going to be called for a stoppage, as we'll see what's called here.
This ref is not having the best time.
No, definitely not, trying to keep things in order, but it's not really successful so far, if I say so.
Another yellow card. My gosh, what a game. This card is definitely getting some use today.
Absolutely. This ref has been very generous handing out these yellow cards, but I think
he's a giver.
He is a giver, but, you know, a lot of them are rightfully so. This team, both teams getting very, very physical as they're going to set up with the Lakers ball, as the fans getting into this, starting some chants, trying to rally. I'm sure they are colder than ever here sitting in the stands. Again, we have the luxury of the booth.
Yeah, we
Brendan
got heat
Murphy.
in this thing.
Absolutely. We just got the heat kicking. Feels beautiful in here, but back to the action here. Kyle Genrich looking to set something up, giving his teammates the best opportunity to score. And that one's going to be booted out of harm's way and out of bounds as Genrich. And you got to think, Natalie, with 2 minutes, little under 3 minutes left, this has got to be their best opportunity to score yet.
For sure. I mean, hey, they're running out of time. They gotta. Something's gonna happen. It's gotta happen soon. They've got about 2:35 left on the clock to tie this game, maybe even get a win. I mean, they haven't won at home this whole season.
Absolutely.
Today could still be the day. We'll have to see.
Looks like home field advantage has been not an advantage at all so far this season, as all of their wins have come from away games, as they're a little bit of a home team slump right now. And it looked, entering the second half, like they might have been able to take this victory, but as time continues to wind down, this right here is going to be the difference maker as we set up a kick here.
Got another set piece, and like we've talked about this whole game, you can't waste set pieces, especially in such a tight matchup.
Murphy approaching. Gonna dish this one up in the air. And bouncing off the crossbar, a lot of action. Gilroy tried to head that one in, and it was off target. As you look, hanging his head, knew that there was something there. He's got to shake that off quickly, as just 2 minutes left in this game. As you look, I mean, if you're Plattsburgh right now, no urgency. They should take their sweet time and try to wind this clock down as much as possible.
Absolutely, but Oswego's going to be on their tails. They know that Plattsburgh might want to be slowing the ball down, and they're not going to let that happen.
Absolutely. As you see, Lakers are playing aggressive as ever right now, as they can tell that Plattsburgh is going to try to slow down the pace of this game. But with guys like Kyle Jenner, Hajun Lee, some of the speediest players on this team, Ryan Contreras.
Oh, boy.
But we got another break here by Coughlin. Coughlin going to try to dish this one down, but very nicely picked off there by Brennan Murphy. As another field of red here going to be bobbled up, and Brennan Murphy has possession for the moment. Dishes down to Caleb Munsky. Munsky down the field. Intercepted by Palumbo.
Not the time for a Laker turnover.
Definitely not, and not the time for Palumbo to boot that one down. As the Lakers.
1 minute left on the clock.
Time is ticking. Cue the final Jeopardy music as Jason Wytak and Palumbo going to slide that one out, and looks like it's going to be Plattsburgh's possession. And, 43 on the clock, but looks like this game might be coming to an end here.
Yeah, we've got about just about 30 seconds left in this matchup.
As time is ticking, and they're going to kick this ball down with 29 seconds left. Ryan Contreras has to boot this one down. And they got very, very little time to make something happen here. Contreras quickly going to try to boot this one down, but it's picked off. And that's Matthew Pittaresi going to try to dish this one down. He's running with it as the final 10 seconds of this contest. And it looks like this game is coming to an end as the Plattsburgh Cardinals get the edge over the Lakers, bouncing back with 2 goals in the second half. Natalie, obviously very disheartening for the Lakers to blow the 1-0 lead. But a great performance by the Cardinals in the second half.
Absolutely. I mean, hey, the Cardinals came to bounce back from that loss against Union earlier this week, 0-3. Now they're facing their next matchup at home this Wednesday against the SUNY Oneonta Red Dragons, coming off this win from one of their biggest rivals. That's a pretty good place to be going into your next game.
Absolutely, and the Lakers, obviously a discouraging loss here, but they cannot hang their heads as Wednesday they travel to Buff State to take on the Bengals in a regroup game. They got to get momentum back on their side as they take another loss here today in Laker Turf Stadium, and they got to bounce back. And now's the time to do it, as the rest of their games are conference matchups. They could still make the playoffs here with a lot of wins, but they got to start winning games.
For sure. I mean, we've known so far this season, based off the numbers, the Lakers are doing much better on the road than at home. So hopefully this trip to Buff State, they can take home a win.
I couldn't agree more, as both teams, despite the little chatter and some altercations, they're going to shake hands here, and they're going to get ready to leave this very, very cold day in Lakers Stadium. Fans leaving as we are ready to end this thing. I am Michael Shetler. Natalie, thank you for joining me in this call.
Thank you, Shetler. I'm Natalie Barton.
And
Thanks
I'm
for
Michael
watching.
Shetler. That is it for today. Catch us live on WTOP 10. That's all. Have a great night, everybody.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Bigger Picture. I'm Matthews Frank, and here at The Bigger Picture, we're all about recognizing organizations here on campus that you may have not heard of. To start off, this season might look a little bit different. My co-host Kiara will not be joining us this season due to her being at the Semester at Sea program. She is currently in Spain, so we wish her all the well that she can, and we can't